All right, Will.
You have the.
Since we've seen Shiloh Sanders in a non-contact jersey, could you give us any sort of an update on where he is in the rehab?
It's above my pay grade. You have to ask the head coach. Yeah, we're in a good spot there.
You have the in-helmet communication this year, which
Yep.
is obviously something you're very familiar with.
For sure.
One, what is the advantage of that for you guys? And two, who is going to wear their green dot for you?
We'll play around with it. You know, it's a great advantage for us. It's a little bit more my comfort zone, as you mentioned. You know, defensively, do I think that when you're getting no huddle spread, it's going to work perfect every time? No, or you still have to signal yes. But it's a great tool for us, and candidly, it's a great tool to talk to the guys on the field. So we'll rotate it. You know, you can have conversations. I am probably guilty of talking too much. You know, at times they'll be like, "Leave me alone. Let me go play ball." But we'll play with it. You know, everybody will have it at some point. So once we have to make that decision, you know, kind of bi-weekly, it won't be the first time that they're hearing me.
Coach, going off of that, is there an advantage to the fact that you've been doing it? You are familiar with that as opposed to coach and player both having to learn that?
Yeah, I think so. You know, just because I've probably seen the dark side of it a couple times. You know, like where guys want to like take their helmet off and just rip it off because the coordinator's yelling at them the whole time. So hopefully I know less is more. But again, everybody's working with it. You know, bi-weekly it'll look different. I have had some phone calls with guys. You know, I think defensively it's not as advantageous as offense, right? That's just what it is. It's an offensive game. We adapt and we adjust that way. But again, it is my comfort zone, so I do feel good with it.
You talked about wanting to come in and not bring in a scheme, but
Yep.
really see what you had. Can you take us through that process? Like, how does it work? Chess piece on a board. How long in camp do you need to see these guys before you get a feel?
You know, we've kind of talked about it as a staff. We'll go 10 days at camp, and then we'll kind of look at what they can do well. It's our job as coaches, as we talked about, to put these guys in positions to be successful. I think in any industry, right, the cardinal sin, my biggest pet peeve is when people say what somebody can't do. You know, let's look at what they can do, right? We're fortunate we only have X amount of scholarship players, X amount of walk-ons. If somebody's dynamic at one thing, well, then here's a novel idea. Let's get them doing that, right? And let's kind of build around that. We've talked about it in the past. There's 6 or 7 guys that are shooters, right? They're our best players, so we'll get them shots and then kind of adapt and adjust around that.
How tough is that to balance both, you know, tailoring a defense that's suited for your talent, but keeping things simple for them as well?
Well, I think that's life, right? You got to kind of adapt or die, right? In the NFL, you might work out with somebody on Tuesday and go into the game thinking he's going to play 5 or 10 plays. The next thing you know, he's playing 35. Top 5 human being in the world, Mike Thomas, played for us in Cincinnati, signed with the Dolphins on a Tuesday, played 35 plays in the game versus Tom Brady, picked him off, and they won the game. So it's our job as coaches to get these guys ready, whether they're a 1, a 2, or a 3. And then, you know, all things considered, if everybody's healthy, let's put the best 11 on the field. It gives us the best chance to win.
You're talking with TJ McKinney and Preston Hodge, and they said this is one of the best secondaries.
Yeah.
When you're looking at the secondary, what do you see?
Yeah, I think we're deep. I think there are guys here that are backups that could be starters other places. And I think there's great leadership. I think early in camp, that's what you want to see, right? Is who are the leaders, right? We talk about being a player-driven team. Show me, right? Go out and lead the team on a bad day, right? You know, we've got phenomenal leadership starting with Cam. DJ and Preston have come in and done a great job. They're about the right stuff. You don't worry about them on lists. They're just great kids. And I think that's what my biggest thing here is we got a bunch of great guys, right? It's not the trail of tears walking into work where I got to deal with this guy or I got to deal with that guy. The players are phenomenal. I get it. It's early in camp, right? It's all rainbows and butterflies. We haven't lost a game yet, right? But the players, the staff, it's a phenomenal building to come to work in every day.
You've had the opportunity to be with Travis Hunter now for a little while. Is that a guy you think could play in the NFL right now? And if so, for how many teams?
I think Travis could do anything he wants to do. I've talked about it. I think Travis is a unicorn. We had a spring academic meeting. Travis goes up there as a 4.0 student. Travis will take every play in practice. I think Travis can do anything. So, yeah, I don't want to put a bulletin on his back or anything like that. But, yeah, I think Travis can do just about anything he wants to do.
We talked to Trevor on Monday. He talked about the noticeable size up front in the defensive line. How are those guys performing?
They've done great. Again, I think the D-line coaches do a phenomenal job. Coach Sapp, Coach Lewis, Coach Dancy, I can't speak enough about those guys. They are truly a master of their craft, and they get those guys going, right? I think, you know, D-linemen will walk if you let them, and they've got the right mindset, right? It's light when it needs to be light. We work when we need to work, and they've done great. So it's a kudos to the coaches. It's a kudos to the players, and now let's just continue to grow, right? Stack days on top of each other, and we'll get to where we want to go.
North Dakota State is right around the corner.
Yep.
What is your overall sense of this group and their excitement level to put in the work and get game ready?
Our team?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I think we're chomping at the bit. Again, it's the 3rd day of camp, right? It's rainbows and butterflies. It is what it is. But I know when I look in the eyeballs of the guys that we have, that they kind of still feel last year, right? So again, that's always it. I mean, last year is done. It is what it is. but they want to prove who they can be, right? So I've seen it from the time I got here. I thought the strength staff structured a phenomenal winter conditioning program, right? I thought spring ball was great. You know, summers players are by themselves. You know, I'm getting calls about how hard they're working, right? I'm getting pictures of them meeting by themselves. I mean, that doesn't happen everywhere. Again, that's a testament to the culture from the top down, right? Starting with the head coach and working all the way down to me, to the players, to everybody else. So that's really who this building is. So we're very excited. Yes, sir.
From your side of the field, what's it been like going up against this offense every day?
Not very fun. You know, I think Shador is incredibly dynamic. I think he's a great player. I think the offensive line is blocking well. The receivers have done phenomenally, moving some tight ends around. They're doing good things, and we got good backs. So, yeah, it's a challenge. But we talked about it with the team the other day. You know, training camp is designed, you know, to be a challenge. So you get to that first game, it's not the first time you've been punched in the mouth, right? Again, we don't card a lot of stuff, right? It's good on good. Let's go play fast and let's see who we got. So, yeah, I think our offense has got a chance to be extremely, extremely dynamic.
Last question for Coach.
Travis, you're talking about he's a unicorn. You know, we know he's playing some slot in the spring. Outside, he can do a lot of things. What does that do for you as a coach? You know, you can put him wherever you need to put him, and where, you know, kind of switch things up, play to play, things like that.
I sleep a little bit better. You know, so there'll be matchups, there'll be other things. It's a testament to two guys that were just here, right? Preston and DJ, because they have the ability to move around. So when you have three corners, you can move around. Again, hopefully as coaches, you look a lot smarter. All right. Everybody good? Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach.